Hey everybody, it's another Wednesday. Happy start of the month and happy beautiful weather. So I have some cool tech gadgets to go through with you today. So my thought was to take a look at and see about all the amazing technology advances that we're seeing and some of the things that I am personally using in my own home and what I see that my clients are using as well as family. And I want to share with you some of the things that I think you will find that make your life easier. And I think that really is the goal. So my suggestion to you is to realize that technology is only going to get smarter. It's only going to get advanced. I think things that advance pretty much every day, and it's not going anywhere. So my suggestion to you is embrace what we have. Go with the flow, take the time to learn some of these new things because I know that it's uncomfortable, it's something new, and then decide what makes sense for you in your own life and in your own situation. So I have quite a few things to go through with you today and kind of talk about why they're really cool and important. And then what I did is I took all of them, all of the suggestions that I have seen made online. I did my own research of some of these goodies, make sure that the ratings are there on Amazon, and I put them all together for you in one place. So that way, if you wanted to go and look at all of these and do your own research and take a look at the reviews and ratings and feedback, it's all going to be in one location. And I'm going to put a link to that one location for you under this show in the video notes. So that's where all of that is going to be. So let's start with a couple of cool things that you may not realize that are out there. However, they just are there to help you and again make your life easier. So the first one that I have found that was interesting is automatic jar and can openers. So regardless of your age and strength, and I can take myself as an example, sometimes, man, that lid is just so tight. And, as we get older, our grip strength and also, kind of like our turning strength may not be where it needs to be. So sometimes I'll ask my husband, sometimes I'll ask my oldest daughter to help me open it because either I just don't feel like fighting with the container. And they, of course, have no problems with that. However, there are really good tools like these either automatic jar openers or it's one of the grippy ones that you can use that helps you, that is more ergonomically designed to make it easier for you, that you also don't hurt yourself. So I thought that was just interesting that you can put kind of in your gadgets list for your kitchen. And I have a couple more for you. So there's a couple of different varieties that I will share with you. And then you can take a look, maybe you already have it. And the handy can opener, actually, my father-in-law introduced me to this because they already had it. And then he actually gifted me one that I found it was just easier to use. So that's the first one. The next one, a lot of people have it. And if you haven't embraced it, a robot vacuum cleaner. It's one of those little round ones that just kind of runs around and collects a little bit of dust. At first I was skeptical until I got one myself. And I found that it's very helpful, especially when you have pets. So we have 2 cats in our household, and I think it's their mission in life, besides, of course, being the therapist and best friends and all of those positive things. But I think it's their mission in life is also to walk around and say, oh, look, mom just cleaned. I should just put a couple of fur here and there. So I think if you have fur kids, I think you guys will agree with me. So having a small robotic vacuum that you can run when you're not in the room or when you're not even there, because the app for my robot vacuum cleaner is actually on my phone, and I can schedule it to run around for maybe just 15 minutes and I can tell it where. So that's what I like about it, is that I don't have to think about it, and it'll just run around and just kind of collect some of the surface dust that I may not even realize. So for that purpose, I like it. And then when it's done, it just kind of goes back and parks. And yes, sporadically you do need to empty because of the size of the container is pretty small, but it's just what it is. And I know that they have some really advanced versions now that you could take a look at. I think some of them are actually can do some cleaning with water. Some of them are self-emptying. So do your own research and see if you really want to go. Of course, if you think about it, the more functions that vacuum cleaner is going to do for you, the more expensive it's going to be. So it's up to you. But just having a little Roomba, right? And you can actually name it. I thought that was pretty cool. I called mine a cat ride because I really was hoping that my cats would like to ride on it, because I've seen those Roomba videos where it's like a Roomba warrior. It was really funny just to watch them. But no, my cats just looked at it and said, "Mom, you're crazy. I'm not doing it." So maybe yours will, and if yours does, can you make sure you share it with me, because that would be fun. The next one that I have for you is bathroom lights. Not just the bathroom night lights, which is also very important and should be on your list. That if you're walking around and you have darkened areas in your hallways, in your rooms, you should have a night light to help you illuminate the pathways and make sure that they're all nice and clear. So that's another recommendation that we can also talk about. What we're talking about is toilet lights. So yes, that you heard that correctly. Keeping your bathroom well lit can reduce the risk of falling, which is, as you know, is the number one challenge and concern for seniors. And it just gives you that extra step of installing a lighting on your toilet. So there are motion sensor lights that are available, which is helpful, which means that as soon as you open the toilet, it's going to light up for you. And then there's like different types. So I'll link a couple of suggestions that were recommended, and then you can take a look at it. Key finders. I actually have that in one of the workshops that I teach. This is not just a recommendation for seniors. This is a recommendation for all of us, because sometimes we're looking for things. And there's a couple different varieties. You can do like a little tile, or you can use Apple Tag if you're a Apple user, and you can actually put them on the keychain and attach it to important things. It could be keys, it could be your glasses, it could be your wallet. So they're great to use because they will help you locate something that's important to you. So because they're using a Bluetooth technology. And again, it's attached to an app on your phone. So you can click on that app and it'll tell you exactly where that little tile or a Apple AirTag is located. And then you will know that that's attached to your set of keys or your wallet or something else. The next one on my list is automatic pill dispensers. So pill dispensers overall make it easy for you to keep track of multiple medication, right? But if you are just using a regular one where you sort things, they're not going to remind you. And I think that's where a lot of the seniors may need a little bit of help. It's just a little jolt, that reminder for you to actually go ahead and take what you need. And that's where that automatic pill dispenser is going to come in handy. Okay, these gadgets can be filled up and programmed by you or loved one. And you're placing each day's medication in compartments and then setting the timers to release the pills at certain times. So when the time to take your medication, the device is going to set off a auditory alarm. Sometimes it can also do a visual one as well. And it's just going to tell you, all right, the alarm is here. It's time for you to take your medicine. And it's convenient because you don't have to keep track of multiple bottles and potentially get confused. So this is a great way of looking at some different options. The next one that I have for you is a countertop herb garden. And I can tell you from my own experience, I got an herb garden for my daughter who is in high school for her birthday last year, because both her and I love fresh herbs and we love them year round. Well, as you can imagine, unless you go to the store, you're not going to have fresh herbs, and we really wanted to have our own. So I got her an herb garden that I purchased on Amazon, and we had fresh herbs all winter long. It's literally a box. It's just very small like this. There's different varieties. However, if you are a lover of having fresh herbs with your food, having something small that you can just very easily pop on your countertop is a really great and amazing way to add some freshness to your meals, as well as vitamins, because fresh herbs are packed with them. So, all right, let's keep going. The next ones that I wanted to share with you are called smart plugs. And that really is a simplest budget-friendly way to automate just about nearly any plug-in device or appliance. So you're going to plug it in, and then you pair it with your smartphone, and then you plug that device in that you want to control. Once the device is set up and can be turned on and off remotely from your phone. Even better, smart plugs can be controlled through voice command using a smartphone or a small speaker, making it easier for seniors, potentially with limited mobility and poor vision, to control commonly used devices throughout their home. So smart plugs are great for a lot of people. If you want to control things from your app remotely, these are all great things to do. The next one that I wanted to share with you, you might even have it already, but if you are a Apple product user, then this is where your Apple Watch comes into play. If you are not an Apple product user, this is where a wearable health tracker that I'm making suggestion, like a Fitbit, they have different ones in the series. This is where they're also coming handy. And what we like about them is they monitor different things about you. So they can monitor activity levels, heart rate, sleep patterns, and provide you some other valuable health insights. And you know what? Sometimes if you don't realize that you've been sitting for a while, your phone may actually like a vibrate or beep and can remind you, okay, it's time to do a little bit of moving. Let's get a few steps in, which is great because sometimes we just get so engrossed in that book or TV show or movie, and then we'll just keep on sitting. So those trackers are really great for a variety of reasons. I also have a couple of recommendations for you for different apps. So if you have a phone or a tablet or a computer, a lot of times these apps are interchangeable, and you can use them on many different devices. So the first one that I have here is, and a couple of them, and you know what? A lot of the apps are free as well. So my suggestion to you is first, look for some apps that provide you with some exercising. There are yoga, there's Pilates, there are some other ones that are just, gives you some different ideas on what you can do. I also enjoy the apps. One of them is called Calm. It just gives you some breathing. It just talks you through with a bit of meditation for just a few minutes, and you can just sit calmly, close your eyes, and just relax and calm your mind. And that is also helpful as well. Another recommendations was one is called Lumosity. It provides brain training exercises and games designed to improve memory, attention, and critical thinking skills. The second one is called Words with Friends, which some of you do know. It's a word puzzle game that fosters social connections and mental agility through friendly competition. And then, of course, we also have Skype, Zoom, and FaceTime, which is super important when you want to connect with your loved ones and they're not nearby and you just want to see their smiling faces or what else is going on in their life. There are also medication management apps that can be invaluable to seniors who struggle to easily track their medication schedules and dosages. So we talked about the pill box, but this is a little bit different. These are apps that just simplify the process, and they're going to send you reminders and helping you organize your prescriptions. There is Pillboxy, Medisafe, PillPack, and CareZone. So I'm going to make a list for you, don't worry. Okay. Another favorite apps that I have on my phone is all of you have local libraries near you. My suggestion to you is to visit a library and to pick up a list of all of the resources that they provide, which I absolutely love what my local library provides. So for example, my local library has 4 different apps that you can use to download a book to read, to download an audiobook and listen to it. They have summaries of books. They also have a whole app dedicated to be able to read magazines. So you can download a PDF of a magazine and able to read it at literally 30 seconds and you're done. So my library provides such apps as Hoopla, Flipster, Cloud Library, as well as Libby. So check with your local library to see what apps they provide because you live in that town and that county. Another great resources that I know libraries have is access to Consumer Reports. So Consumer Reports is a great research agency that tests different products, and then they put out these great reports to tell you that, let's say, for example, you're thinking about buying a new washer and dryer and you just don't know what to buy because there's lots of different varieties, and you go into the store and then your eyes start to run into different directions. Consumer Reports is going to tell you, okay, well, we tested these washers and we tested these dryers, and depending on the features that you want, here are the most durable ones that are the top based on the testing that they have done. Typically, if you go to Barnes & Noble or another store, you have to buy these reports. But through the library, at least in my area, you can get access to those reports for free. So that's a great benefit. Another benefit is you can log in and read different newspapers for free. Like we have access to New York Times. I think we have access to some other big newspapers, and they give you access for a day. It's like a 1-day pass, and you can go read anything that you want, and then that pass expires, and then you can renew it again the next day. And you can do it from your phone, or you can do it from your computer, which is great. So lots of really great resources, and again, they're all free and no charge to you. All right, a couple of other things that I wanted to talk to you about. The next one is called a GrandPad tablet. It's a tablet that is easy to use, and it's a secure computer tablet that helps seniors to connect with their friends and family digitally. It's very advanced. It can play games, view photos and videos, listen to music, make video phones, and more. And all the features are preloaded. And what it does is that it's a simple tablet, and it has large buttons, intuitive interfaces, and there are no frills. So it's easy to use, and big buttons, so that way you can see everything really clear. Some other favorites are your like Amazon Echo that you have, where it's like a tower that is, sits and it's attached to your Amazon account, and it can definitely help you make your life easier for a couple of different reasons. So here's what you can use Amazon Echo as an example for. You can get assistance in performing tasks such as creating lists, managing appointments, scheduling transportation, and a lot more. Amazon Echo can also be used by caregivers in order to get reminders on medication, doctor visits, and there's some other advanced tools as well. You can play music, you can check on the weather, you can ask it questions, right? It's a alternative, it's an AI. So it's artificial intelligence. So that way, if you ask it to do something, it'll give you an answer. Or if you ask it to research something, it's probably going to do it for you. So that's a really great, a great tool, which has been out for a while. I think a lot of you know Amazon Echo. Another one is called a fall detection system. It's very important, especially for seniors, because falls are major causes of senior immobility. And these detection systems can help seniors get help as quickly as possible after the fall. So how that works is technology recognizes that someone fell, and it calls for help when the person is unable to call out. Hearing aids, okay. This is something that is more of a personal choice, because those are an expensive investment, but for some it could be a necessity. The next one is a Ring doorbell camera. This is my favorite for everybody because we have it and we recommend it to my other clients who are seniors and who are not seniors and their families. It's a great way to be safe, number one, to see who's coming and going, to make sure that your packages get delivered on time, and to keep an eye on your property as well. And you can put those cameras in a couple of different places. They have wide angles, so you can do a Ring doorbell, which is what it is, and then you can keep track of your front patio. You can also hang it above your garage, where you can see everything in the front, where you can hang it in front of your house, so that way you can keep track of that. And you can also hang it in the back of your house to keep track of what's going on in your backyard as well. So, and it's all connected to the Wi-Fi in your home, and you can see everything again on your phone or tablet. So we definitely love it. All right, so the next one is pretty interesting. It's called a GPS Smart Soul. So what is that? It's an invisible wearable technology that is for seniors who need special care. This device can help elders that are suffering from cognitive disorders such as Alzheimer's, dementia, brain injuries, and others. And what it is a tracking device. So it's easier and simpler to track our seniors and prevent them from doing something before any disaster issues happen. So the idea here is to keep your loved ones and help them be safe and healthier. Thought that was very interesting concept. I'm gonna have to look into it because this is something new to me. There was a couple more that I saw in here. Of course, you guys have heard about medical alerts. This is something that you can use to hang on your neck. And if there is an issue or if you're not feeling good, you can push the buttons. And of course, it relates the information to the paramedics and appropriate appropriate medical professionals. So let me just look what else I have on my list. You know, the idea here is to take a look and see. Some of these things are pretty, maybe a little bit more complicated than others. And some things are pretty easy to use. They really are. And some of these things that I know, let me pull up, because I pulled up a whole list on Amazon that I thought was really cool that I found that I'll share with you as well, because I was like, you know what, let me take a look and see, because I love the idea of having the tools like the grippables and the can opener and things like that to help with just everyday living. So I found a couple of other things. I have a checklist board for adults where, depending on what it is that you want to do, having a schedule. This is what we always talk about. When you retire, sometimes you feel like you're on vacation 24/7, and it really is helpful when you had a schedule and you worked your whole life. It's very hard to completely pivot 180 degrees and then not do anything at all. So what I always suggest is that first of all, you want to ease into your retirement time. It's wonderful to have that time off and not have to think about it, but having some kind of routine of some sort is always a good thing. So where in the morning you have a routine of getting up, getting your shower, brushing your teeth, like personal hygiene, and then you have your breakfast time, and then maybe you have your meditation or prayer time, you do some reading, and then you have other things. So this checklist is also going to help you kind of check things off that you can look at every day and say, okay, in the morning, I need to make my bed, I need to get my shower, I need to do my exercise, do some stretches or yoga or Pilates, or maybe look at some of the new apps that I have my morning coffee, do a little bit of reading. And then you also have a separate list for the afternoon, and then you have a separate list for the evening. Another cool tool that is here is a really nice and big and bright digital calendar alarm clock. So every morning I like to, periodically check it throughout the day, but I'm like, okay, what day is it today? Especially if it's a holiday, right? Sometimes the holidays in the middle of the week, it really throws you off. And if you're not working and you don't go to work in every day, a lot of the times, you're like, okay, I don't even remember what date it is. And having a clock that you see on a regular basis every time you go by, whether it's in your office or maybe in the kitchen, is a great idea. So this clock shows you the time, today's date, and it's also telling you what date of the week it is and that it's morning. As soon as the clock hits over at 12 p.m., then it's going to say it's an afternoon, and then it's going to give you an option for an evening as well. I also have a good idea for car door handles. They're just easier to use than the regular ones. Or the grabbers for seniors, right? It's one of those things that if you drop something on the floor and you can't kneel over because of your lower back or something like that, and you can use the grabber tool to pick up things. Another good option for jar opener, I have a water bottle opener that is good, a shoehorn that is helpful to put your shoes on so that way you don't have to kneel down, prescription medicine bottle openers, and a couple of other things. So that I found some things on Amazon also that are helpful. So my suggestion to you is, I went through this list kind of just talking and brainstorming about it. My suggestion to you is to take the list and then look at yourself and look at your own situation. Number one goal is to make sure that your home is safe. You don't have any tripping hazards, and then you can see clearly, especially in the dark. And if you can't, grab a notebook and jot down some thoughts and ideas on what can I do to make my home safer. That is your number one concern. And this is what I always talk about when I meet with my clients and seniors who want to stay at home, who want to keep being retired. They want to stay in what's comfortable for them, which is your home. But just remember, your home may still be that two-story colonial that you fell in love with when you were starting your life together and you didn't have any kids and was perfect for you then. But now your home requirements are changing because of the different lifestyle that you have now. Because for most of you, your kids are out, they have homes and households of their own. And now that two-story home may have some challenges and detriments to you, where you have stairs. Maybe you have to go to your bedroom upstairs. Maybe you have to go into the basement for laundry. So how do we make your home as safe as possible? And this is where these gadgets come in. Another thought that I've had recently, clients ask me, they have a two-story colonial and they really want to stay in their home. One idea was they were going to convert a living room into a primary bedroom, which was perfectly okay. They were just going to take all the furniture out of there and put the doors in. Not a problem, very easy to do. And then we also talked about reconfiguring their powder room, expanding it a little bit and making it into a master and a primary bathroom as well, which is also possible because their plumbing is right there in the basement. Also not a problem. And what we talked about is, because husband and wife are not on the same page. He wants to keep his bedroom upstairs. She's worried about him because of his eyesight. So we talked about options to do things on the first floor where you can make the configurations because the space is there. But I also gave her an option. They have straight stairs to go up and they have 14 steps. And I told her, I said, another easy option without having to go through renovations and having the contractors in your home is to put in a stair lift. Just remember, stair lifts are custom made to each home. They are not bought from somebody else. They are custom designed for each home because of everybody's layout is different. So if you have a L-shaped stairs to go up, your stair lift is going to be different than for someone who has the stairs that just going up. So for this particular client, the stairs were 14 stairs to go up. And just to give you an idea, the chair lift for that particular home would probably be around $6,000 to $7,000 because it's a custom made heavy duty metal piece of equipment. However, if you think about it, again, the goal is to be safe. And if that is what it's going to take to also keep a peace and find that win-win situation between both spouses, sometimes just putting in a chair lift could be a good solution at that stage of their retirement. So just wanted to give you some food for thought. So when you are thinking about your own circumstances, your own situation, take a look at your home and ask yourself, here's where I am in my life journey. Here's what my health looks like now and where I think I'm going to be in the next 3, 5 to 10 years. You guys know yourselves better. And use your notebook and write things down. My suggestion to you is actually have a notebook and use a page for each of the rooms in your home and jot some things down on what you think you may need to do in each room to make your house as safe as possible. It could be decluttering because you have lots of things. It could be getting rid of some furniture because you don't want to have any tripping hazards. It could be putting night lights in. It could be putting in railings. That was the other thing that we did with the clients that I saw about the chairlift. I made them a list of handles that they need to have wherever they have any kind of step. You need to be able to grab onto the handle for safety. to pull yourself up to get over that step. So that is another thing that you may want to do. It's an easy fix. You need grab handles in your bathroom, where you shower, as well as where your toilet is. So easy things to do, however, extremely important to help you in making sure that you're staying healthy and safe throughout your golden years. So when you're going through and you're making the list in your notebook, have a page for each room of your house and make a list. Don't let that information kind of like tumble around in your head. Write it all down and then make a list of the things that you need to invest in to help yourself and some of the gadgets that will be helpful to you to make you sure that you feel safe and comfortable in your own home. I do have a home safety assessment checklist that you can take that will guide you through every room of your home and ask you these questions that I already mentioned to you to help you in this process. I'm also going to link this checklist for you under this video as well that you can take a look at. So very easy to do. If you would rather me send you a physical copy of that document, because sometimes it's easier just to have it in the paper form because you can then jot things down with your pen or pencil, just let me know. Just reach out to me, send me an email, call me or text me, and I will get that information to you. I'll print it out and I will put it in the mail for you. So that way you make it easier for you in your own journey of making sure that you are safe and comfortable in your home in your retirement. So, and of course, we have other resources that we provide for our seniors that are absolutely free of charge to you. So please check them out and let us know how we can help you, which is what really is the goal for this channel as well as for these lives, is to provide you with the information that is going to be helpful for you. So this is what I have to share with you today. I have lots of these gadgets. I'm going to make a list and update this information and put it in the description box. And just jotting some notes down to make sure I add that to the list. And of course, as you know, anytime you need something, we're always around to help you. Don't hesitate to reach out. Let us know how we can help you. If you want to bounce some ideas or brainstorm, that's what we're here for. We truly enjoy working with seniors and their families. And we want to be able to be of assistance and of help as much as possible. So that's what I have to share with you with you guys today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day and definitely the rest of your week, and you have a relaxing time. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you again next Wednesday.